Welcome back to Second Floor Podcast. Today we're going to be on the second episode of how to get good audio, and it's going to be more on the editing process with effects and filters and everything. So now we'll go over to the editing page. Okay, so here in Final Cut is where we're going to be doing all of our editing. I'm going to show you how to do it in Final Cut, but it's also very easy to do it in other programs like DaVinci or the Adobe product. Okay, so you're going to want to select your audio, and you're going to want to get 3 effects, and either you'll have this built into your program like I do for Final Cut, or you're going to want to go download like a free plugin or something. And so what you're going to want is a compressor, a EQ, preferably with a analyzer, a visual analyzer, so you're able to see the ups and downs, and then a reverb, preferably a room reverb, but a spring or a plate will also work, but I've found that small room often works the best. So first we're going to go to reverb. You're going to want to go in, and there should be a selection for small room. That's just what I found best, and that's really good for lav audio. If you're doing room, it's not as necessary because you get the real reverb, but for lav it just helps add a bit of realness to it and makes it sound like they're actually talking versus talking directly into mic. And then compressor, you're going to want to go in, and I like to go to a -30 right here on the selection, and then threshold I like to set to around -8, and then cut on the limiter, and that will just help remove a lot of background noise.
Test 1, test 2, test
and
3.
It helps boost when you're a little bit quieter. But then I also really like the audio enhancements that are already built into Final Cut, and some, of course, this won't work for other programs, so I would definitely recommend a noise removal and a voice isolation tool. And then finally, which is the most complicated part, is we're going to go into an EQ. And you'll see right here in the bottom left it says analyzer. We're going to want to make sure that's on, and you'll see as we go through, you'll see the waves go up and down, and that will help you kind of see what frequencies your voice is hitting. So we're going to want to go through it, and you're going to see the lows, which are between around 200 to 800, and then you're going to see the highs, which are around 600 to 8,000, or 6,000 to 8,000, sorry. And you're going to want to boost those lows and highs just like this with a bump. And then when you get to around 18K, or right here, actually more like 16K, you're going to want to set a curve to go off. And most EQs already have that built in. And you want to do the same thing at around 40. And then finally, what I like to do is kind of lower the mids, and that helps get more clarity, because the high ends give you clarity, the low ends give you warmth, and the mids give you muddiness. So this just helps really.
Test 1, test 2,
and I kind of want to boost the highs a bit after hearing it. It's really about hearing. You can't really do it based off just what you see. So just kind of find what works best for you. And yeah, if you're in a bigger room, if you're going for more of a in-room setting, you can do medium room or large room, and you'll see more echoes. But just for a setting like this where it's supposed to look like a studio, small room works great. But yeah, that's about it. Of course, I could go way more in depth into it, and there's a lot more you can do and learn, but this is a pretty simple outline of how to get really good audio for films. And that's going to be it for this episode of How to Get Good Audio, and next week we'll be back with another episode on a different topic. Thanks for watching.